has been the problem of PHC? And over 60 years, these are assets that have largely been neglected. These are assets that have not seen so much investment to attract the kind of growth that we require as a country. When you talk about demand, Nigeria's population alone speaks volume. You have a country of over 180 million people living with barely just about 5,000 megawatts as a country. Now, if you really want to grow this economy, if you really want to industrialize, then it is no secret that we need to have an aggressive incremental growth in terms of power generated as a country, and we need to get to a certain level of power generation and also transmission and distribution capabilities for us to be able to call ourselves power sufficient or reliant on what is being generated. We have started making aggressive investments in metering, expansion on network, and also ensuring that we reduce the losses on the network. One of the major things that we need to do is to carry out a customer audit. Today in Nigeria, we have only about barely 4 million customers of electricity supply. We know that there are quite a number that are either not connected or are illegal customers, so there is an urgent need to invest aggressively in customer enumeration. There is also an urgent need to invest in metering, but investment in metering, if you look at the whole concept and business of the electricity market, because we're a regulated entity, whatever investment we're going to make is going to largely come from two sources, either equity or debt. Now, no investor or bank will put money on the table if you're not bankable. So we have to, as a sector, as a country, resolve these issues together of the tariffs, resolve the bankability of the sector, and ensure that we have cost-reflective tariffs. Fortunately, I think the minister and his team are doing a fantastic job. I'm sure you must be aware of the 701 billion payment assurance scheme to the GENCOs. This is more of an effort to cushion the illiquidity in the sector today.
The meeting also acknowledged completion of host community projects by the National Integrated Power Project, NIPP, in parts of the country. However, the spate of vandalism of infrastructure is a source of concern to the organization. For instance, in Jos and surrounding communities, many transformers have been brought down and critical components removed by vandals.
And I'm sure you've seen this, happen particularly in this area of supply.
We have more than 30 of such kind of vandalism. We have more than 30 of this kind of vandalism. And when we came around, we interviewed the people living around. They told us that the people came with arms, so they could not confront them. This kind of behavior happening, I think it's something to call for a caution. It's terrible. It's terrible. Really, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's disheartening. It's discouraging. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Thank you.
We have been doing that. We've been appealing to our fellow compatriots. This is our project. The projects are for us, for our benefits. There's no point vandalizing that everywhere. The project is finished. We're ready to commission. Before you turn around, it's been vandalized. We start all over again, finding the vandalized pieces, trying to put them together. It's everywhere, not just in Jos, across the southern Nigeria. Even transmission lines, even the transmission conductors, even the transmission towers, they go, as far as cutting down transmission towers, it's quite unfortunate. We've been appealing to them. We don't have to cut our nose to spite our face. This is for us. Government is providing this for us. It's not for the government to take away. It's for the benefit of Nigerians.
Meanwhile, in Jos is this pioneering effort of solar electricity generation by a private firm. Generated electricity is powering this cotton ginnery, although it is not on production line. Located around Kuru area of the state capital, the company, according to its profile, is the first licensed by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission in 2009 to generate 5 megawatts of power. With a drive to integrate 30% local content in the deployment of solar electricity generation, the outfit says it has the capacity to install 15,000 megawatts in the next couple of years. However, there are areas of support the outfit desires towards achieving the target.
First of all, I just want to say we are lucky in this country to have a government that is against any form of corruption. Now, you cannot have good leaders only to make a country develop. You have to have the leaders and the technology to go hand in hand. The distribution companies should be allowed to take power from any embedded power generator. This will remove this issue of transmission, where it's central. Now, if all the 11 distribution companies have the embedded power generated for them, it will make it very well. Secondly, too much emphasis has always been given to international organizations when it comes to power in the power industry in Nigeria. For example, in the guidance, the guidelines for implementing rural electrification in Nigeria and other issues of generation, so much emphasis is given to these international organizations who truly do not understand our problems here. They are marketing. They are looking for their own market. So they will always give us the kind of advice that will be suitable for their own consumption. Now, we're not saying that they are bad, but we want to see those in the industry involved. It is not enough just to have the engineers that are just with book knowledge. Have those people who are participators in the industry to participate in this actively. Give more attention.
The next monthly power sector meeting will be in Enugu and to be hosted by the National Integrated Power Project, NIPP.
This is the network service of the NTA.